We are all shaped by programming. When we feel stuck, it usually means a specific piece of that programming is asking to be seen and updated. If you keep repeating the same pattern, the same trigger, the same emotional crash, it's not because you're failing, it's because something in you is still trying to keep you safe. The Journey to Thrive process is simple, clear, and easy to follow. This work is not about being clever, it's about being ready to see what's been running life in the background, and ready to come back to choice. We are not always living from conscious choice. We are living from subconscious programming. A lot of our deepest programming forms from birth up to around the age of 7. And in those early years, the brain spends a lot of time in the theta state, which is a highly receptive learning state, which means that children absorb the world around them like a sponge. Not just what is said, but what is felt, what is modeled, what is safe, what is not safe, what is rewarded, and what is rejected. And then we make meaning. We take experiences and we decide this is how the world works. This is what I have to do to be loved. And this is what I have to do to stay safe, to serve and to satisfy that primal need that we all have. Those decisions become belief systems, and the belief systems become patterns. And then very often we live the rest of our lives through those patterns without realizing it. Patterns returning doesn't mean we haven't done our inner work. Patterns can show up again, sometimes unexpectedly, because we are always living on a growth edge. Life keeps moving, our capacity keeps expanding, and new layers become ready to be seen. When you feel stuck from time to time, it is often not a setback, it's a signal. Something new is ready to shift. Something new is asking for your attention. So your healing can deepen, your path can keep unfolding. This is not a once-off process. This is a continuous evolution. So when I speak about patterns, I'm not talking about personality flaws. A pattern is usually a strategy you learned early in life, a protective strategy, a way to stay safe and connected or stay in control. For example, if I have learned it's not safe to speak, or it's not safe to be seen, or not safe to show emotions, then as an adult, I may still live from that belief. And it becomes a barrier to intimacy, a barrier to clarity, a barrier to joy, and a barrier to living life fully. And the tricky part is this: your life will keep bringing you back to the same lesson. You may feel like you keep bumping your head against the same wall. Different people, different situations, same feeling, same trigger, same reaction. And that is not because there's something wrong with you. It's often because something in you is ready to grow beyond that limitation. In the Journey to Thrive, we uncover patterns. We uncover the belief systems underneath them, and we create new ways of being that actually support your life now. But we don't do it through forcing or pretending or just think positive. We do it through awareness and through the body, because insight alone is not integration. It's not embodiment. A lot of what drives us is not in the thinking mind. It's in the nervous system, in emotional memory, in the body's automatic responses. One of the ways we make sense of your process is through 3 simple steps: state, story, and strategy. State means what is happening in my body right now. What emotion is present? What is my nervous system doing? And story means what meaning am I making? What belief is active? What conclusion is running in the background? And then strategy means What is one kind step I can take now that supports safety and change? Because when the body feels threatened, it will resist change. Not because you are weak, but actually because it's a strength, because that's a sign of protection, because the nervous system is designed to protect you. So we work at a pace of safety. Another piece that brings huge clarity is understanding our 6 essential human needs. Your current challenges often show you which needs are out of balance. The needs are certainty and variety. We need certainty and we need change, significance and love and connection. We need to matter and we need to belong. And then growth and contribution. We need to evolve and we need purpose. And when we see which need is being threatened or deprived, we understand the pattern more clearly. And then we can meet that need in a healthier way. This is where self-empowerment begins, because healing often happens when you stop waiting for the outside world to give you what you never learned to give yourself. That is how old wounds soften. A large part of memory is stored in the body, and when something reminds your system of an old experience, your body reacts automatically. It goes into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And that response happens faster than conscious thought. So this work is not mainly about thinking our way out. It is about helping your nervous system to feel safe enough to change and helping your body update what it believes it's safe, possible, and allowed. Someone asked me recently, do you need to have a certain intelligence or emotional intelligence to follow this program? And my answer is simply no. You need one thing, a deep need for change, a real willingness to look inward, and enough honesty to meet what you find. Because if the pain of staying the same becomes heavier than the discomfort of the change, then you are ready. The steps are guided, the structure is clear, and you will move at your own pace because we work with the nervous system and the nervous system needs safety. Everyone's pace is different, and that's not a problem, that is wisdom. If you keep finding yourself in the same emotional place, that same triggers and the same patterns, there's nothing wrong with you. It's a clever nervous system, and there's a pattern asking to be understood, a belief ready to be updated, a part of you ready to come home. And that is what Journey to Thrive is here to support.